Okay, so let's jump right in. You ready for this deep dive?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Awesome. So today we're talking long-range missiles and the situation in Ukraine. And,
hmm
this Reuters article really caught my eye.
Yeah, definitely some major implications there.
Right. So they're citing three sources, and they're all unnamed. But they're claiming the U.S. is thinking about sending these JASMs over to Ukraine.
JSSMs.
Yeah, the Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff Missile.
Oh, right. Yeah,
And
okay.
this is huge because Ukraine's been wanting longer-range weapons for a while
You
now.
have been pushing for that. Yeah.
But this would be a whole new ball game because JASMs, they're not just longer range, they're stealthy too.
Stealthy and way more powerful than anything Ukraine's got right now. That's a game changer for sure.
So I'm curious,
Uh-huh.
from your perspective, what does this mean for the overall conflict if these missiles actually end up in Ukraine's hands?
Well, first off, it would mean Ukraine could hit targets way deeper inside Russia.
Okay,
And that's a whole new level of escalation. We're not talking about just hitting supply lines near the front anymore.
right.
This is like hitting airfields, military bases, maybe even command centers further back.
Wow. So it's not just about disrupting their ability to fight,
Yeah,
but actually taking out the infrastructure that makes the whole war effort possible.
exactly. You hit the nail on the head.
And the source even mentions specific cities like Voronezh and Bryansk. I mean,
Key logistical hubs for the Russian military.
right. And those are way far from Ukraine's current lines. So doesn't that make you worried about escalation?
Of course. There's always a risk of provoking a response from Russia. And hitting targets that deep inside their territory could lead to some really unpredictable consequences.
Yeah, that's a scary thought. But on the other hand, could this actually be the thing that makes Russia think twice?
You mean like a show of force?
Yeah. Like if they see Ukraine has this capability,
Yeah,
maybe it pushes them towards a negotiated settlement.
possibly. It's a high-stakes gamble for sure. No guarantees on how Russia would react.
Okay, so we've got the whole escalation factor. But let's talk about the tactical side of things. The article mentions Crimea being within range of these JAA SSMs. I mean,
That's a huge deal.
right.
Crimea is absolutely vital to Russia, strategically and symbolically. Being able to hit targets, there would be a massive blow to their control of the region.
But there's a catch, right? The article points out that JSSMs are designed to be launched from American-made aircraft.
Hmm.
Does that mean they're basically useless to Ukraine until those F-16s finally arrive?
Not necessarily. Remember, each F-16 can carry 2 JSSMs, so even a small number of those jets could deliver some serious firepower.
Hmm.
It's not about carpet bombing, it's about surgical strikes on high-value targets.
Okay, that makes sense. So they're trying to maximize the impact of a limited number of missiles.
Hmm.
And then there's this other part of the article that I found really interesting. It mentions efforts to integrate JSSMs with non-Western aircraft. What do you think that's all about?
That's where things get really intriguing. It suggests Ukraine might be trying to adapt these missiles for use on other platforms they already have,
Like what?
potentially even Soviet-era aircraft.
Wow.
Imagine if they could pull that off, their options would expand dramatically.
Yeah, no kidding. So this JASSM news comes right after the U.S., France, and Britain all authorized the use of their own long-range missiles, ATACMS, Storm Shadow, and Scalp-P.
Right.
But those all came with geographic restrictions.
Yeah.
So does this potential JASSM deal signal a policy shift? Are we seeing a willingness to push those boundaries even further?
It's definitely something to keep an eye on. JSSMs have a longer range than those other missiles. So this could be a sign that the West is rethinking what Ukraine needs to defend itself.
And maybe even tip the balance of power in the conflict.
Exactly.
Man, it's a lot to take in. We've got this potential JASSM deal, the recent authorizations of other long-range missiles, and then you've got the situation on the ground changing all the time. It feels like a turning point.
It does feel that way. And I think the big question now is, will these advanced weapons ultimately escalate the conflict and lead to something even bigger? Or could they be the key to forcing Russia to negotiate a peace?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It really is. And unfortunately, there's no easy answer.
Nope. But we'll definitely be keeping a close eye on things, and we'll make sure to keep you all updated as the situation develops.
Absolutely.
And in the meantime, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this potential JASSM development? What do you think the consequences will be? Let us know.
Yeah, we're really interested to hear your perspectives on this.
All right, that's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.